Holy heavens. The Brave web browser in June of this year, June of 2025 that just ended, hit 91.49 million monthly active users. During the month of June, over 91 million people used the Brave web browser. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The month prior, in May, Brave's monthly active users were 88 million. So it jumped from 88 million to 91.4, basically 91.5 million. So up an additional 3.5 million monthly active users in 1 month. According to Brendan Eich, as of the May numbers, they were currently predicting that they were on track for hitting 100 million sometime in Q4. Those numbers are astronomically big. And the reason I bring them up here is both because I use Brave as my primary web browser. It's a good web browser. But the reason I bring it up here is because we are seeing right now a noteworthy shift happening in the web browser market. We are seeing the death slide of Mozilla and Firefox. I mean, it's just sliding into oblivion. And honestly, the leadership of Mozilla are doing their best to hurry it along. They rebranded their organization as a global crew of activists, end quote. That's an actual quote of theirs. They are a global crew of activists. They held a pro-Marxism like summer party at a luxury resort. Like, they really did this. And like, they're just doing crazy stuff, and they're implementing spying features in Firefox. They changed the terms of conditions to allow them to collect your user data in Firefox. Like they did everything they could to burn every bridge for Firefox users. And people are not satisfied with Chrome. They're just not. They want to de-Google themselves as much as possible. And so people are looking actively for an alternative. And you see that in the growth numbers, where in a single month, millions of new users are flooding into the Brave web browser. Just to point this out, you can get that at brave.com, and you can download it for mobile, desktop, etc. They have a Linux and Windows, and there's an Android version. I mean, it's all over the place, right? You can get Brave on darn near every platform. And it's just phenomenal. But beyond that, Brave also has a number of services that they provide, right? And one of them is Brave Search. And I'm finding this really interesting, watching how this is happening. Let's see, where have we got it here? He posted all the numbers here. Let's look at the Brave Search stats. So queries... basically queries per month. So queries per month is what we're interested in here. QPM. My brain took me a minute to be like, what the fart is a QPM? Right. Queries per month. So in the month of June, Brave processed 1.45 billion queries in the month. That's a lot. That's a lot. It was an increase of 2.5% over the month before. Now, if you annualize that and you say, okay, you take that and annualize it into what would that mean if it happened, every month of the year going forward? That's roughly 17 billion queries per year, or QPY. But 1.45 billion, not million with an M, but billion with a B, queries per month. So Brave as a search engine is really getting to the point where it's able to come in and really it's growing. It's growing. It's competing with the big boys in a really significant way. And it's just beautiful to see. Brendan Eich, who is an absolute legend. I mean, it's a guy that created JavaScript. He got the boot from Mozilla some time back. He created a JavaScript. I mean, he was around at the beginning of Mozilla and Firefox and all that. Now he makes Brave. I mean, he's just a legend. But he says this. People ask how we make money. We rely on search ads, plus the search API and opt-in and privacy-preserving browser ads, premium products like the VPN, etc., and crypto deals. That's how they make money, right? They do their best to make money. You can go to brave.com/premium to support them and whatnot. And I wanted to express some thoughts here on Brave and on the web browser market while I've got your attention. I am a big fan of having multiple web browser engines out there, right? So when I see Mozilla just killing Firefox and the Gecko engine and everything behind it, that makes me sad. Even though, yes, the engine that is behind Firefox, it's getting a bit crusty and sluggish, but it still makes me sad what they're doing to it. And I would love to see Brave be able to use an engine other than that which powers Chromium, right? I would love that. But I've raised this point to Brendan Eich behind Brave and others before, and they've made an interesting point. And I'm just going to paraphrase it into my own thinking here. And that is that if they wanted to use, for let's say Brave, something other than Chromium, the engine behind Chromium right now, they would have to make an inferior browser, right? If they wanted to utilize the engine behind Firefox right now, the browser that they make, they just couldn't do what they want to do. It would be an inferior browser. But by having a truly independent, not associated with big tech, not run by Google, not funded by Google, etc., option out there like Brave, and seeing them grow to the point where they're closing in on 100 million monthly active users, that provides an opportunity for them to create new engines going forward. And what I would like to see, and this is not inside information from Brave or anyone else, just what me as Lunduke, what I would like to see. I would love to see Brave continue to see success in building a browser. And they do build a quality web browser, and see them continue to do that. At the same time, I want to see the Ladybird project, which is a completely independent project creating a from scratch web browser and web browser engine. I want to see them continue to get a more and more robust, speedy, and compatible browser engine. So I want to see the two continue to grow. And at one point in the future, maybe this is some years out, how cool would it be to see Brave utilize the Ladybird engine? That's a dream right there for me. Like if I'm putting my wish list together of how I would love to see the web browser world really play out in the, say, next 5 years plus, that would be it. I would love to see Brave and Ladybird continue to have success. I would love to see the Ladybird engine get to a point where it is easily competable. Provide decent competable. That's a word, I guess. A decent competition to, say, the Chromium engine, and Brave be able to utilize it. I would love to see that. I would just love to see that, just from a purely almost emotional standpoint. Like that would be just the pairing in heaven. So for me, I love seeing the support going behind Brave. However they decide to handle their browser engine going forward into the future, I'm glad we have a good browser option right now, right? It's better for me to have Brave right now and it be a great browser option and have it based on the same engine as Chromium, right, than to not have Brave. If I were to not have Brave right now, I would not be able to point to a web browser that I could happily recommend to people. And that would really bum me out. There are some other interesting browsers, but Brave is the one I can happily recommend to people for a variety of reasons. It really does, from a privacy standpoint, it does really well compared to so many browsers. And and it's also just fast. I really, really like it. Anyway, kudos to the team at Brave. This is just good news as far as I'm concerned, because 91 million users, That is a vote of confidence. That right there is a mandate, son. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers for making it possible to do what I do and to cover these things in the way that I cover them and from the point of view that I have. Go to lunduke.com and click on some links. Choose one link at lunduke.com and click on it. Make it at random if you want to. They're all really great. Thank you to the subscribers of the Lunduke Journal for making it possible to do what I do. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across this wide and glorious inner tube of ours, I do declare end broadcast.